Go pee. I'm not talking to you. Come here. Give me a hug. Now go pee. Welcome back to the farm, guys. It's gorgeous out here this morning. Nice and cool. This is live from the farm. This is what we're doing this morning. I've got the sleep in my eyes. I've been up for about an hour and a half, something like that. Released a video this morning on the channel. If you're coming from that video, congratulations. We gave the cows the freedom they deserve. It's pretty funny. Wrong button going on right here. There we go. Don't need to record that. There we go. So I'm letting the dogs go to the bathroom real quick, and then we're going to head out here and move the cows. I'm going to show you guys the chicken coop. We'll show you all kinds of cool stuff that's going on right now. Been doing some gardening. Got the tractor station right here. We've got more hay coming out. You'll see a hay video tomorrow on the main channel. Yeah, awesome. Just so you guys know, excuse me, I'm getting a lot of emails and a lot of questions about beef, about farm fresh beef. We will not have farm fresh beef for a couple months just because I can't get a cow into the butcher. Kennel, go kennel. Can't get a cow into the butcher just yet. They're backlogged, way backlogged. Kennel, both of you. Good. Kennel, you know I'm live, right? You guys know I'm live, you're dragging butt. So anyway, there's a link down there in the video description for you guys to Patreon. Patreon is going to be and Michael, you're a member of the Patreon group. It's going to be a co-op. So we're not going to sell beef just to the general public. We're going to be selling beef to supporters of the farm, supporters of the farm project here. So there's a link down there. If you're interested, if you want to get farm fresh beef, that's how you do it. So that's it. And that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. We'll do local sales and we'll ship. So if you want to support this farm, you want to support this way of life, regenerative farming, building the land instead of tearing it up, then that's one way you can do it. That's my spiel for the morning. So let's walk down here. We've got a bunch of cool stuff going on. Got the candy cane, Power Stroke sitting out here. Also got a flat tire. Tires. Got a flat tire on the old C10 right here. This truck is going to get a ladder rack and it's going to get a fuel tank on the back of it, I do believe. It's going to be my fuel/work truck. Man, it's so pretty. I need to turn the camera around. Grab your coffee, guys. Let's go for a little farm walk. Gorgeous day. Gorgeous day. I'm going to be running the skid steer later this morning. Got some projects going on. Got to put a culvert pipe in way on the other side of the farm. And this is, you'll see some upgrades. You'll see an upgrade video soon. If you didn't catch this video building this coop, we took the wood right from the forest and milled it up and built this awesome mobile coop. This is going to be our pasture sanitation. The cows will move, the chickens will come in behind them, scrape up through the manure, help to consume all of the flies and fly larvae, but that's it. That's the mobile coop. Really cool. Really awesome. I'm going to paint the wheels red. I think that'll look really sharp too. So that's a mobile coop. We'll walk over here. I've been doing some gardening, shot a gardening video yesterday. Still got to finish up a little bit of it. These cool mornings are the perfect opportunity to get out in your garden and live a little bit. So this is what the garden looks like right now, halfway through that garden bed, and then we started mulching each one of our garden beds here. I ran out of tomato cages. They just seem to fall apart, which is a total bummer, but whatever. Whatever. This is garden soil. This is the Premier One fencing for the chickens. I tried using that first, but they seem to do okay without any fencing. Regular chicken coops right there. This is the Flow Cargo Max trailer, and it's loaded down with my greenhouse stuff. I did a little something yesterday that's going to make the honeybees not so happy. And that is, I moved 2 hives. I swapped this hive with that hive. So there's going to be a little bit of a tussle later on at the honeybee hive. That's for sure. We did lose one hive. This hive made it through the winter right here, and then they just didn't do good. They didn't thrive. So the deer are eating me out of house and home here, guys. Look at the fruit trees right here. This is deer damage. Deer, 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 deer. They're so pretty. They're such a nuisance. They are such a pain in the butt when they get overpopulated. And that's why there are no leaves, hardly, on this apple tree right here, because the deer just decimate everything. They've gotten into the garden this year. They've eaten off some peppers. They just have not been cool. Not a fan of what the deer have been doing to the garden. I did spread a little bit of mulch down on the grass right here. I'm gonna rake through this. We got a spot right here that doesn't hold moisture too well. And I'm gonna do some experimentation. We're gonna walk by a huge mulch pile down here at the bottom of the hill in just a second. So, good morning everybody. Good morning, Michael. Are you still on Wi-Fi? A bit blurry. I'm off Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's blurry. Let me know, guys. Let me know if it's coming in clear. I don't know why it's being silly. Got good service this morning. Got real good service. Might be blurry. I don't know. Jason and Brooke. I don't know who Jason and Brooke are, Michael. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch a lot of anything. I've got a lot of work to get done. And I don't want to be one of those copycat folks either. Coming in just a little foggy. Okay, so probably got a lens issue real quick. That might be a little clearer. Let me just wipe off my lens. You guys are gonna have to watch me wipe with my t-shirt real quick. I figured there might be a little water on the lens, so let's just turn that. Yeah, that's what it is. Trash on the lens. Oh, the gimbal doesn't like that. Now, let's see. Ooh. Now, it might be a little better. Yep, that's called a Texas tissue. You guys don't know what a Texas tissue is. And you put nylon net on your trees, that way the deer, dude, if I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do. You'll be digging that mess out of your fruit trees. I've got friends that put that nylon mess over top of their blueberries, and it just grows into it. You just be digging that crap out of your bushes and trees for the next 10 years. And it ends up in a lawnmower, and it ends up in a chicken's stomach, and it ends up in the tangled up on something. Yeah, that stuff is just a mess. So, yep, looks good now. Good deal, Dwight. Yeah, it was a little trash on the lens. So we're just gonna walk over. The cows aren't too far away. Just gonna get a good little morning walk, and you hear the songbirds singing this morning. This little pasture right here that we're walking by is starting to recover. We're supposed to we got a 66% chance of rain showers tonight. We need rain about every 3 days to keep the forage rocking here on the farm. I would not be walking through the pasture had I not done a little something special yesterday. I went out here and I mowed. I mowed underneath the poly fence line on the next couple paddocks that the cows are gonna be on. Our dogs are used to keep deer away. Our dogs, if I let my dogs out, they end up at the neighbor's house. If I let them out overnight, they end up at the neighbor's house. And they killed my neighbor's cat about 5 years ago. I'm not sure if the cat was on my property and the dogs just chased it down and killed it, but they did. So either they killed it or a coyote killed it. What type of seeds do you put in the pasture? So this was seeded, gosh, well, we overseeded this year with fescue. Kentucky 32 fescue, but we don't have to seed the pastures anymore. We use the hay bales to seed the pastures. That's what it's all about, regenerating the land. And each hay bale that we use, and you'll see the hay video coming out tomorrow, each hay bale that we use has a seed bank in it, and that seed bank helps to feed the land. And it also is full of grass seed. So Our grass seed input has drastically decreased with having the cows and having hay. Good quality, high quality hay here on the farm. Trying to see your comments. So yeah, K32 fescue is what I do seed, and sometimes a ryegrass. I may hit this with an annual ryegrass in the fall. I may hit the whole farm with an annual ryegrass so that we have some good green forage for the year. So that's the mulch pile, and I can smell it. I can just smell it cooking. That's what I was putting around the garden beds. You'll see that video coming soon. How to control weeds and never have to water your garden again. Really cool. Awesome stuff. Let's give you a little forest education right quick. I have something in my tooth and I haven't eaten anything this morning. This is called, well, you guys tell me. What's this called? What is this? We're gonna look at a little flora here. So this is autumn olive. This is an autumn olive bush. They are very invasive. I probably have 4 or 5 of them here on the farm. I've got one right here, and then I have probably 10 up there on the edge of the field. Great for turkeys, great for wild birds, just awesome, awesome stuff. Hear the geese? We've been invaded by geese on the pond. I don't mind them so much. They poop, they fertilize, as long as they stay off my front porch, I'm cool with it. Let's show you one more little bit of flora here. Camera turn around, here we go. So this is interesting. Anybody tell me what those flowers are right there? We'll walk on the other side of the creek. Not getting a lot of comments through on you guys. Hopefully we're still rocking with the live stream here. So that is elderberry, okay? That's elderberry. This is privet, Japanese privet. Very invasive, garbage. It's just not good. It's deer tolerant, which makes it even worse. The deer won't eat it down. Okay. Guys, post me a comment there. I can't tell if we're still live or not. There we go. Bam, Michael. There we go. Few things that aren't so good. Multiflora rose. That's what this is right here. I came down and weed whacked right here. This is multiflora rose. Animals will eat this. Cows will eat this as it's young and tender. These little young tender shoots are not so bad. They're edible for sure. And once we get about this big, we got problems. So we've got to get down here and hack away at those. Let's open the gate and go on through. Here we go. All right. Grasses over here have really recovered nicely. This was bare dirt a couple of weeks ago. Over here, let's just walk over here and learn real quick. After I step on the fence. For some reason, I'm not getting live on Facebook. We're not doing Facebook Lives anymore. Not for a while. This is pokeberry right here. You can make poke salad. So the old timers around here will pick off the leaves of the pokeberry and they'll make poke salad. That will cure constipation for sure. My grandfather used to make wine from the actual pokeberry, and this is the pokeberry. Okay, that's the flower for the pokeberry. Very pretty little flower. See if we can get it in focus real quick. I don't think we'll be able to get it in focus. Let's see. Come on, buddy. There we go. So that's the pokeberry flower. Cool? Awesome. Now, cows are right there. We're gonna let them into this paddock. So we're just gonna kind of trot right on up. Well, let's just go this way. I forgot I mowed everything. Can't go that way. Gotta close the gate before I put the cows in. So this is the old trench line, and I've got a problem in the trench line up here. I'll show you guys in just a second. I got a groundhog that's dug down into the trench line and made its home right there underground where my stinking pipe is, which is dangerous. I'll have to dig the darn pipe up. So I've got to get a scoop of dirt and cover up that groundhog hole, fill it in, do whatever it takes. And if that groundhog were to chew a hole through the pipe, we'd have tens of thousands of gallons of water coming out, which is not cool. What'll happen is I'll go on vacation and that groundhog will chew through the line, and then I'll have to come back. So, a little bit of a hill. Getting me a little bit out of breath this morning. How did you learn, Jolinda, to identify different trees and plants? I learned it because I grew up living outdoors, and I learned it because I'm curious. So you just got to get outside, and if you care, you'll learn. And if you don't care, you won't learn. That's just it. So if you care about the flora and fauna on your property, or if you care about what's growing in the woods, like mushroom foraging and stuff like that, you'll put in the time, do the research, and you'll learn it. You will, absolutely. Same thing goes with forestry, learning trees and various plants. It's just, you should know this. People 100 years ago knew everything I'm talking about. But now we live in a concrete jungle and nobody knows what I'm talking about. So, you know, people just don't know anymore. And there's no, in this age of information, we are dumbing down. You know what I mean? Let's go on a rant. Leslie said, put some rocks in the hole first. Well, I'll show you the hole. We're getting ready to walk up. Well, we just walked by it, actually. Let's see here. So the hole, and I just discovered this yesterday. Had I not mowed, I wouldn't have discovered it. Right here. Right there. So we've created, with this rock, a little shelter for that stinking critter to get in there. And we're going to fix that very, very soon. So I think that's a groundhog hole or a fox hole. I'm not 100% positive. If I put a water hose down in there, we'd find out real quick because whatever's in there will come out. But I've got to fix that. And you wouldn't think out there in the middle of the pasture where there's no cover, something would make a home like that. But if it was anywhere else, it would be fine. But it's right on top of my water pipe. That is not fine, not at all. So, can you throw some poison? I don't need to throw any poison out. Throw poison out. I'm not a big poison guy, okay? I'm not a big poison guy. I'm not a spray guy. I'm not a poison guy. I'm not a fertilizer guy. I'm not a chemical guy. I've got to find a natural way. Just fill the hole in. If it comes back, fill the hole in again. If it comes back, put more rocks in and fill the hole in again. A groundhog can't pick up a rock that big. So that's just it. And I got plenty of rocks laying around. So as I was saying, we live in a world of information, but we don't know anything. I mean, we live in a world where all this information's at our fingertips. Remember having to go to the library and check out a book on how to forage for mushrooms, or check out a book on what grows naturally in North Carolina or Virginia or Idaho or whatever? Remember that? Remember those days? Now it's just at our fingertips and we still don't know. So that when you're curious and you care, you learn it. That's my my spiel there. Groundhog hole, I've had several of them in my backfield. Planting a trap with an ear of corn. Been lucky so far. Ooh, that's a good idea. A little trap with a little ear of corn. I could do that. Probably catch him, relocate him, or we might have some groundhog soup. Well, the cows are right here. Let's just turn the camera around so you guys can see them. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. You guys ready to get some new fresh grass? So they're going from this to this. You will see flies 1000%. The cows have some flies on them. They are some face flies and some just regular old house flies. This is normal, this is okay. It's not affecting their health. We're not using chemicals and sprays. Okay, so we'll take this loose. Hey kids. Take that loose right there. Get it out of the way. And bring them on in. How many cows? We've got about 44 right now. Unless we've had some new ones born. Morning, girls. Now, if they were super, super hungry, what would they be doing right now? They'd be gobbling up forage. They're super curious. Good morning. Most recent baby, Susie had a baby recently, number 211. This mama cow is hungry. Hey, you want to test the fence, little lady? We're gonna work on some spray for their faces to help keep the flies away. However, at this point, they're not really a big problem. Keep them moving, keep them away from their manure, and they won't be a big problem. So, a fellow was asking just a minute ago, I've got to hook this fence back up real quick. A fellow was asking me just a minute ago, Josh, I haven't seen a lot of live streams over on Facebook. I haven't been doing live streams on Facebook because it's actually hurting me. It's cutting my view count over on Facebook. So that's why we started the live stream channel here on YouTube, just so we could dedicate this to the folks that really want to see what goes on. So I'm going to loop this through right there, and I'm going to connect this right there. Okay, and that's got our, whoop, well, I was going to say that has our electric fence ready to rock, but it doesn't quite. We'll loop this through. Whoop, wrong way. How are we going to do this, Josh? Here's how we're going to do it. There we go. Hard to do this with one hand. All right, there we go. Now, this wire energizes this entire section right here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to isolate that so that we're not drawing any extra power off of our fence charger that we don't need to draw. A little pasture walk this morning. Wish I could see your comments popping up. So how many calves do you have now? I've been on the live for a while because of farm here's keeping me busy. We have 11. So we're on number 311 right now. 3 for 2023, 11 for the 11th calf. I anticipate 4 or 5 more. I think we had 16 last year. We did get rid of a couple mama cows, so I would anticipate 4 or 5 more calves. If you're looking for farm fresh beef, and we were talking about that earlier, we will be offering up beef this fall, okay? There's a link in the video description to Patreon if you guys want to sign up and get yourself some farm fresh beef. You don't have to, but that's how you'll be notified that we have beef availability. So that's just it. We're not gonna offer beef to the general public. We're gonna offer beef to those who are supporters of the farm first. So that's it. All right. This is my new fly. Look at this. This is fly tape. This is my new fly tape that I'm using this year, testing out. And I've got to loop this over, and we'll take that fly tape over and put it on the post closest to the water for the cows. Oh, hook this guy up. There we go. You're seeing the morning chores here on the farm, for sure. All right, and it's really hard to do it with one hand. I need 3 hands here. Okay, how am I gonna tear this off with one hand? So this is, let's just turn the camera around so you can see. This is the new fly tape that I'm using. It's a gigantic roll of fly tape. I picked it up on Amazon, and I'm testing it out for this year. So all I'll do, gosh, it's hard to do this with one hand. Tear, come on, dude. Any other time it would tear really, really easy. There we go. we'll tear that off. This is a little magnet hook, and we'll take this to the next waterer. The cows won't be getting water from this waterer anymore for a couple weeks. Cool. Morning. What are you guys doing today? I want to know what you're doing. Are you talking? Are you taking the fly traps and letting? No. No. How's the chicken? I put that in the chicken coop and they'll be stuck to the chickens. So, no. Can't do that. Gotta kind of deploy a bit of farm sense there. If you were to put that in with the chickens, what's going to happen? Chicken's going to step on it, get both feet on it, then get a wing in it, then get a bunch of feathers in it, and then the other chicken's going to stick to it. Next thing you know, I'll be pulling chickens apart. So we can't do that. Yep, so the cows were out here in this paddock and the last paddock for about 24 hours. We've had really good luck with rain this year. It's been a very cool year. Today is the hottest day of the year on the farm. Whew, and I'm out of breath. Morning. Let's walk on over and check out the girls. All right. So you see, I came through here and mowed so I could walk through the pasture. I'm testing this out to see if the grass comes back thicker and more vigorous after I mow. So I may come in and mow behind the cows pretty soon. Awesome. I cannot keep the comments up. There we go. Scott says, hit the like button. You put in new fencing. Yep, we're ever building, man. That's a new fence. If you didn't see the video, where you been, brother? You'll see a video on installing that fence. It's a weaning fence. It's so we can wean our calves off. It has 2 electric strands and a net wire fence. Just a cross fence. Cows are doing good. Morning, ladies. Woo! Why don't you use the fly traps you used last year? Because I'm trying new stuff, dude. I'm just trying new stuff. We got to try new things on the farm. The fly traps that I used last year, they worked pretty good. You know, we're just trying new stuff. So this is a little more user-friendly than mixing up that nasty, stinky fly trap mix of the ones that I used last year. But they work too. Everything works. It's just a matter of convenience and a matter of not spending half a day moving and hanging up fly traps. Just can't do that. So this guy will go right there on the magnet and we will pull this down. Hopefully it will flow properly. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, come on, dude. It's so hard to do this in one-handed. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. All right. You guys are just going to have to look at the blurriness for just a second. That grass out of there. Looks like they have flies on it already, right? It doesn't. There we go. So I'll take this fly tape and I'll flip it up and stick it to the post right there at the bottom. And then this will catch flies. So that's my little fly trap. And I'd imagine within 10 minutes it'll have 100 flies on it. Cool. So, guys, what a gorgeous day. What a gorgeous day on the farm here. Awesome. 88 degrees today. It's going to be warm. Reason the cows are in this paddock is there are 2 shade trees right there. One of them is a white oak and one of them is a willow oak. Some people call it a pin oak, but it's actually called a willow oak. Yep. So Ivan, I test things. I try things. I try new things on my cow pastures. I try new things on my cows. I'm constantly learning, testing, and sharing what works with other people. I think that's what my job is as a guy on YouTube, is to test these things out. So all the babies are kind of chilling out, laying down over there. And all the mamas and future moms are out here grazing. This farm did not look like this last year. We still have some areas that need attention. See a little bare soil right here. So we'll be rolling out hay bales on that bare soil pretty heavily this year. We just have to target specific areas year after year after year. Taking my grandson to the movies, and I wasn't sure how strong the glue is. Well, the farm looks really beautiful now, and the fields look like the grass is coming in good too. It is. What am I doing today is my day off. What does that mean? Does that mean you just sit around all day and don't do anything? You gotta build something, make something, do something, brother. Pick up your guitar. There's no such thing as a day off on the farm. Hey, so this little guy here, or little gal, is a little woolly compared to the rest of the cows. Here, we're talking about you. She's a little woolly compared to the rest of the cows. What that signifies to me is she may have a little high parasite load. In other words, she may be a little wormy. So we'll probably get her in front of some charcoal pretty quick here so that she can be dewormed. We're also going to be planting some chicory out here in the pastures to help naturally deworm the cattle too. Chicory is a natural deworming effect. Morning. Morning, fuzzy cow. Fishing, then hopefully catching what I caught. Man, you guys are having fun. I'm working all day. I think work's fun though, so. I'm out here filming the content for you, so you'll have something to watch later this week. Good morning from Arlington, Washington. Jay Reed. Good to have you in here. A lot of good friends of mine are from Arlington, Washington. When I was in the Air Force, a buddy of mine was, well, my best buddy. He was from Arlington. Wish could work, says Michael Blum. You can do something, dude. You can get up, you can do something. You can go buy a fiddle and learn how to play it, you know? You can do something. You don't have to be out slinging a hammer for it to be work. You can do, even doing Sudoku or whatever you call it. Crossword puzzles, anything. Keep that body and mind active, for sure. Gotta do something. Today, working on the front of the house, pressure washing the front deck because the shady side is getting bad in the winter. There you go. Good morning. Will any of the babies let you get close to them? The most recent baby is Susie's baby right up there, and typically it'll let me get pretty close to it, but you know, they're not pets. I mean, they're cattle. This is Karate Cow and Donnie the bull. You see, as I've moved them, there are less flies down here, but there's still some flies on Donnie's back. You'll see them on there. Guys, the herds of bison out on the prairie didn't get fly spray and systemic fly ear tags, and mine aren't either. They're an annoyance, but they help to digest the manure that's out on the pasture. And again, we'll have chickens. Wild garlic is a natural dewormer. If you can convince the cows to eat it, you got it going on. They'll eat it. They'll eat it. But they'll get the sweetest and best forage first. As you could tell when we walked in the gate down here, this is going to be the most tender and delicious forage. What are they doing? Out of all the grass in this entire pasture, that's what they did. Later, Josh, got stuff to do. Have a great day. Well, have a great day, man. Have a great day. See a little bit of hay right here? That's not a bare spot. That's hay. That's building soil. I've got pictures of what this looked like a year ago, and there might have been 12 blades of grass on it. Reason there is no grass right here is we've got a soil compaction issue right there. Yeah, pinching suckers off the tomatoes, exactly. Plenty of stuff to do, always some stuff to do. The cows are looking good, guys. I drive by, my neighbors are feeding hay. I mean, I'll tell you, my neighbors are feeding hay right now. I'm not feeding hay. These cows are fat, they're doing great. And like I said, you drive through the farmland out here in North Carolina, and I'm seeing people feeding hay. And we're not feeding hay. And we've got a tremendous amount of pressure on this property too. So this area right here that the cows are in, this section of pasture, there's about 46 cows on this section of pasture. I think it's 46. And we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 acres in this section of pasture. And you can't tell at all. I drive by my neighbors' places and they're eating down to the nub. You can't let these animals eat your solar panel, okay? Let me explain that to you. So, blades of grass. Let's look at this real quick. Okay? So when we eat down to the nub, when it's this high, like this, and this is new grass, when we eat down to the nub, when it's only that high, we don't have much of a solar panel. This grass is designed to absorb the energy from the sun and grow, right? So, look at the solar panel you have here. This is just sucking up, and we'll pick one, I don't care. This grass is just sucking up energy from the sun right here. That big solar panel, okay? So we've got to leave about 4 inches, 5 inches of that solar panel so that the grass recovers appropriately and gets bigger and better and better and better. The cows will first go in, they'll eat the most tender shoots, then they'll come back and they'll gobble down the seed head, which is this guy right here. This is the seed head. So they'll go and they'll nip off the seed head off of all this grass. They'll poop it back out, and wherever they poop will sprout awesome grass. You'd never think that there was that much to do with grass on a farm just by looking out there at a bunch of cows, would you? Scott says, what I meant to say was I stay relaxing most of the day. Basically only get 1 day off. Dude, you gotta take some me time for sure. When's the best time to overseed fescue grass seed? Bailey Davis. Best time to overseed fescue is in the fall. So October, September, October, but depends on where you are, man. If you live in Idaho, or if you live in North Carolina, or depends on where you are. It really depends. October around here is the best time. That's the wet season. That's the time of year when we know we're gonna get enough rain and the fescue grass will set up over the winter. We're gonna try a new program here this coming year with seeding our grass. So typically I've been drilling down grass seed. It makes no sense for me to be out here drilling down grass seed when the cows can drill it for me. So in other words, I'm gonna go in ahead of the cows in the wintertime with a broadcast spreader that's gonna be on the ATV or the UTV, and we're gonna spread grass seed out here on the land and then move the cows in and let them mash the grass seed down into the wet soil, the moist soil, with their hooves. I think that this is really gonna set off the pastures, and we're also gonna be incorporating some annual grasses in here so that this field looks like this, green all winter long. And I want my neighbors to just go crazy. I want them to be like, what on earth is that guy doing? Man, he must be putting down a lot of fertilizer. That's what everybody typically goes to. When you ask anyone, how do you get good grass to grow? Well, you gotta spray it with this, and you gotta fertilize it with that, and you gotta put down all this lime. You don't have to go to the store and buy something in order for your pastures to grow. Did they do that 100 years ago? No, they didn't. That's the answer. No, they didn't. They had to think. They had to think it through. Look at some of the things that they're doing over in the UK. That's what we really need to be looking at. They don't have feedlot beef over in the UK. I don't think they do. They have grass-fed burgers at McDonald's over in England. Grass-fed beef at McDonald's. I don't know. It just makes sense, guys. It just makes sense. So putting in all this outside input, pouring money on your land is just a recipe for failure. Did we have to fertilize the first year? Absolutely. This was totally bare. All this was totally bare with no nutrient in the soil. Did I have to fertilize it? Yes. I had to get it established. Once I got it established, once we moved the cows in, this place just exploded with growth. So video is coming out very shortly. I think it's next weekend, about being vegan and what being vegan means. A lot of people are vegan or vegetarian because, oh, I don't want to harm the animals, those poor animals. But what they don't have any concept of is the destructive nature of row crop tillage farming, okay? Holy cow, what, people aren't running animals in the wintertime. So they're not planting a cover crop and letting animals graze and produce manure over the winter. They're just tilling it up so it holds moisture. It don't hold moisture. If you open up a wound on your arm, it opens up opportunity for infection. If you open up a wound on the land, it offers up opportunity for weed growth. So we have to think about that. And a weed will only grow where a weed will grow, if you get my drift. Good grass will only grow where good grass grows, and it takes time. We can't have it our way all the time. It's not Burger King, okay? It's not your way right away. It takes time, it takes seasons, it takes work, it takes thought, it takes intellect, it takes intelligence. That's what it takes. And it takes ruminant animals to help heal the land. We need to start thinking about regenerative agriculture because, guys, 150 years from now, we're gonna look back on our farming practices that we've been doing in the last 50 to 70 years, and we're gonna start scratching our heads and slapping ourselves in the face because we've squandered all of our topsoil, and we have a money-intensive, fertilizer-intensive, petroleum-based product-intensive system that degrades the soil versus building up the soil. We're gonna learn that. I guarantee you. I might be dead and gone, but the topsoil is washing down the Mississippi River, guys. The topsoil from here is in the Cape Fear River Basin. I mean, it's all gone away. It's all gone away. This dirt is hard as a rock right here. The whole farm was like that. And the way we have to fix it is over time, making it drought tolerant, moving the animals, rolling out hay. Chemicals are not the answer. They're a quick fix, just like a pill. It's just like a pill. So, I don't know. That's my rant. That's my little rant, I guess. I would suggest going back and watching the first year. You can see everything that you had to do. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. The Hoof GP shows exactly what you're talking about. It's on his YouTube channel. I think he's out of Scotland. Have the cows learned to use the mineral feeder? Yeah. Yeah, did you watch that video this morning? They learned it right away. Right away. So, I can't believe I've got 756,000 followers on the main YouTube channel, 160,000 followers on the Facebook channel, and there's only 63 people that want to come out here and see what really goes on a day-to-day basis on the farm. Guys, click that share button. Click it. I mean, what are people wanting to do? What are they doing? What are they learning? This is educational. This is beautiful. This is fun. This is interesting. If it's boring to you, I don't know, man. We have to be so stimulated all the time. We got to keep our earbuds in all the time. We got to have music blaring in our ears, and take some time. I beg you to take some time. Take some time today for you. Take some time today to get outside, to get out and enjoy nature, to listen to the songbirds, to work in your yard, to work in your garden, clean out that flower bed you've been wanting to clean out, build yourself a raised bed, plant a tomato plant, do something outside and get your hands dirty. Go do that. It makes you feel better. It gives you a sense of worth. And if you have children and you're not doing that with them and you're not teaching them how things work, how things grow, how things live, the natural cycles of things, then guys, you're cheating them. You are cheating them. Kids don't need to just be shuttled back and forth to a baseball game or a football game, a basketball game. And I think those things are important, absolutely, but they need to understand ecosystems. They need to understand ecology. They need to understand that everything affects everything else. They need to understand that there's not just a pill out there or a video game out there for everything. So the main channel has the subs. Yep. Well, I posted a link on the main channel. Every time I go live, I post a link on the main channel. So nature's our best teacher. Absolutely. Get out there, learn something. You know, earlier in the video, somebody said, how do you know so much about these plants? What plants are what? Because I care. Because I care. When you care about something, you learn it, right? I'm watching from Pakistan. Thanks for providing great content. Thank you. 4-H is great for learning, absolutely. But you don't have to be in 4-H to learn. You don't have to. This was not my thing when I was younger. Had this been my thing, had agriculture been my thing when I was a teenager, I probably wouldn't have gotten in as much trouble. And I didn't get in a lot of trouble, but I wasn't doing the right things. That's why I joined the military. That's why I joined the Air Force, because I needed to grow up, needed to become a man. How did I get started farming? I lived in downtown, dude. Downtown. I lived downtown, Greensboro, North Carolina. Downtown. I was that guy. Had my little one-bedroom apartment, rode my bike to work. That was me. And I felt a calling back to the land. Some people feel that calling, some people don't. I imagine you guys are here because you do feel that calling. Folks, I gotta go. I got work to do. Gotta go put a pipe in. Right down here, I got a mud hole I've got to fix so that this winter, we're not driving through a sloppy mud hole every day when we go feed the cows. Guys, take care. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Click the share button. And if you're interested in farm fresh beef and you want to join the co-op, there's a link down there to the Patreon. I'd love to have you. We probably have, I think, 6 members right now, and the beef will go fast. You want good high quality beef? You want beef that's unadulterated, no medications, no pills, cows on grass? That's what we'll be having. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. I might try to go live tomorrow morning too. So have a great day. I got to get to work. See y'all. Woo! Give me a woo. Take care.